The slap echoed through O'Hare's terminal like thunder. Victoria Hayes, CEO of a pharmaceutical empire, crumpled to the marble floor, blood trickling from her split lip. "Please, don't hit me again," she whispered, her designer suit torn at the shoulder. That's when Daniel Carter stepped forward, a single dad in worn jeans who would change everything. Daniel didn't look like a hero. His carpenter's hands were rough, his flannel shirt faded. He was returning from his mother's funeral with only his 6-year-old daughter Maya and a duffel bag of memories. The last thing he needed was trouble. But Maya's question hung in the air. "Daddy, why is that man hurting that lady?" Daniel saw what the crowd refused to see. Not a CEO, but a woman in pain, afraid, alone. "Sir," Daniel said quietly, his voice carrying the authority of someone who'd commanded troops in Afghanistan. "Let her go." Richard Thornton turned, still gripping Victoria's wrist. "This is private. Move along. Doesn't look private, looks like assault." "Do you know who I am?" Richard's face flushed. "This woman is my business partner." "We're having a disagreement." "Maybe," Daniel agreed, taking another step forward. "But you're going to let her go anyway." "Or what?" Daniel moved closer. "You're going to let her go because it's the right thing to do, and because your hand is shaking." Richard glanced down, startled. His hand trembled where it gripped Victoria's wrist. "You're scared," Daniel continued gently. "Maybe of losing control. Whatever it is, hurting her won't fix it." For a long moment, the terminal held its breath. Then Richard shoved Victoria forward. Daniel caught her before she hit the ground. "This isn't over, Victoria," Richard spat. "The board meets tomorrow. If you don't agree to the terms, I'll destroy everything your father built." He stormed off. The crowd dispersed, the show over. "Ma'am?" Daniel's voice was soft. "Are you okay?" Victoria tried to stand, but her legs wouldn't cooperate. "I need to—" "Daddy, she's hurt," Maya said, peering around her father's leg. "She needs a Band-Aid. I have unicorn ones in my backpack." Despite everything, Victoria almost smiled. When had anyone offered her something so simple, so kind? "Thank you," she whispered. "You didn't have to." "Yeah, I did." He glanced around. "Is there someone I can call?" The question hit harder than Richard's fists. Family? Her parents were dead. Friends? She'd sacrificed every relationship for the company. She swayed, and Daniel steadied her again. "Okay, let's get you seated." He guided her to a bench, Maya trailing behind. "Lily, can you get those Band-Aids?" The little girl immediately began rummaging through her backpack with surgical seriousness. "I also have juice boxes, apple or fruit punch. Juice helps when you're sad, that's what Daddy says." "Your daddy sounds smart," Victoria managed. Daniel sat beside her, maintaining respectful distance, but close enough to catch her if she fainted. "I'm Daniel." "That's Maya." "Victoria." She didn't add her title or any of the labels that usually followed her name. "That man," Daniel said carefully. "Is he going to come back?" "Probably. He needs me to— It's complicated. It always is. But complicated doesn't give him the right to hurt you. You don't understand. I've done things, made decisions." Victoria's voice broke. "Maybe I deserve—"
Before we continue, please comment below where you are watching from, and don't forget to subscribe.
"No." The word was firm, final. "Nobody deserves that. I don't care what you've done." Maya approached with her supplies. "Where does it hurt most?" "Everywhere," Victoria admitted. "I know what everywhere hurts feels like," Maya said solemnly. "When Mommy went to heaven, everything hurt for a long time. But Daddy said that's okay because it means we loved really big." Daniel's jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. "It's okay, Daddy." "The lady needs to know." Maya carefully placed a unicorn Band-Aid on Victoria's hand. "See, unicorns make everything better." That's just science. Despite the pain and humiliation, Victoria laughed, a broken sound but real. You know what? Daniel said suddenly. Our flight's delayed another 2 hours. There's a restaurant in Terminal C, nothing fancy, but they make good soup. When's the last time you ate? Victoria tried to remember. Yesterday? The day before? I couldn't impose. You're not imposing. We're offering. Daniel stood, extending his hand. Besides, Maya's been begging for mac and cheese all day. It's the best mac and cheese, Maya added seriously. They put breadcrumbs on top. Fancy breadcrumbs. Victoria looked at the offered hand, calloused, steady, attached to a man who'd stood up for her when no one else would. Her phone buzzed. 12 missed calls from board members, 20 texts from Richard. She turned it off. Okay, she said, taking Daniel's hand. Mac and cheese sounds good. They made an odd trio walking through the terminal, a construction worker, a battered CEO, and a 6-year-old in light-up shoes. The restaurant was nothing special, but when they sat down and Maya began coloring, something in Victoria's chest loosened. So, Daniel said after they'd ordered, you running to something or from something? Both? Neither. Victoria wrapped her hands around her water glass. I was supposed to fly to Tokyo. There's a merger, a marriage arrangement my father set up before he died. If I don't go through with it, I lose everything. And if you do, I lose myself. Daniel nodded as if this made perfect sense. Yeah, that's tough. You're not going to tell me what to do? I'm a single dad who works construction. I'm not qualified to give advice. He smiled slightly, but I know what it's like to have everything disappear. Sometimes it's the best thing that can happen. Daddy was in the army, Maya announced. He was a hero, but he doesn't like to talk about it. Now he builds houses for families. He's still a hero. Maya, we talked about this. It's true. Their food arrived and Maya dove into her mac and cheese. Victoria took a spoonful of soup and nearly moaned. When had simple chicken noodle tasted so good? Can I ask you something? She said. Shoot. Why did you help me? Really? Mark considered this. Maya asked why that man was hurting you. What was I supposed to tell her? That sometimes people hurt each other and we just watch. She's going to grow up in this world. I want her to know someone will always stand up. But you didn't know anything about me. I'm not. I'm not a good person. Are you hurting anyone right now? What? Right now in this moment, are you hurting anyone? No, but then right now you're good enough for mac and cheese. He smiled. Tomorrow you can go back to being whoever you think you are. Tonight you're just someone who needed help. Maya looked up. Daddy says everyone gets a fresh start every day, like how the sun comes up new. Smart Daddy, Victoria said softly. They fell into comfortable conversation. Daniel told her about his construction company, specializing in affordable housing. Victoria found herself sharing stories from before the CEO title, before she'd forgotten who she used to be. I wanted to be a teacher, she admitted. Elementary school. I loved kids, loved the idea of making a difference. But my father said teachers don't change the world, CEOs do. He was wrong, Daniel said simply. Teachers changed my world. As the restaurant emptied, Victoria's phone rang again. Your flight, she said suddenly. I'm keeping you. Delayed another hour. Besides, you shouldn't be alone right now. That man might come back. He will. He has too much riding on this. Nope, Maya announced. You need more time. Daddy, tell her about the breathing thing. The breathing thing? For when everything feels too big, Maya explained. You breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. So there, in an airport restaurant, a CEO worth billions learned to breathe from a 6-year-old. Our flight's boarding, Daniel said, checking his watch. He pulled out his phone. Look, I know this is weird, but take my number. In case you need something. Victoria stared at the offered phone. She entered her number, then his. Thank you, she said. For everything. You don't. That's not how it works. You pass it on sometime. Daddy, can she come with us? Maya asked suddenly. She doesn't have anywhere to go. Maya, she has a life here. Actually, Victoria said, surprising herself, I don't. Not really. She stood. I don't suppose you know any good hotels near where you live. I think I need to not be here for a while. Daniel and Maya exchanged looks. Well, Daniel said slowly, Chicago's got plenty of hotels, but it's late. You're hurt. He paused. We have a spare room. Nothing fancy, just a converted office, but it's clean and safe. I couldn't. Yes, Maya interrupted. Please say yes. I'll show you my room and my fish. His name is Mr. Bubbles, but he doesn't blow bubbles. Victoria looked at these two strangers who'd shown her more kindness in 2 hours than anyone had in years. Okay, she said, if you're sure. We're sure, Maya said firmly. As they boarded the plane to Chicago, Victoria pulled out her phone one last time. She saw Richard's name and, without hesitation, turned it completely off. Window or aisle? Daniel asked. I don't know. I haven't flown commercial in 5 years. Window, Maya decided. You need to see the clouds. Daddy says Mommy lives in the clouds now. As Victoria settled into the middle seat, Maya at the window and Daniel on the aisle, she felt something she hadn't experienced in years. Protected, safe, part of something. The plane lifted into the night sky. Maya reached over and took her hand. Don't worry, she whispered. Daddy and I are really good at taking care of people. Daniel reached across to squeeze Victoria's other hand briefly. She's right. Outside, the clouds parted to reveal stars. Victoria thought that maybe there was more than one way to be powerful. Maybe real power was in the choice to help, to stand up, to offer mac and cheese to someone who needed it. Her empire might crumble tomorrow, but tonight she was flying toward something new, uncertain, but absolutely real. Thank you, she whispered. For what? Maya asked. For reminding me who I could be. Oh, that's easy, Maya smiled. You could be anybody. The sun comes up new every day. As the plane carried them through darkness toward a city where no board meeting awaited, where a spare room offered more promise than any corporate merger, Victoria closed her eyes and did the breathing thing. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. For the first time in years, she could breathe.